Good afternoon, everyone, but welcome on board. I hope you are well. My name is Daphne Karavokiri. I'm a journalist based in Athens, Greece, and I have the honor to be selected to moderate today's session between two distinguished gentlemen who have very important roles in our society and have really inspired the community with their work and with their achievements. Welcome, Mr. Sotiris Kyranakos and Mr. Evgenios Vassilikos. Each of them have designed with their path actually a very important impact. Mr. Kyranakos in the sports domain and Mr. Vassilikos in the area of tourism, which is precious for the economy as well. Before we begin, I would like to note that this session belongs to the Frontrunners in Sports Management 5.0 Sports Conference and is organized by the Sports Management Program and Student Society of DIRI, the American College of Greece, along with the Center of Excellence in Food, Tourism and Leisure, the American College of Greece, and the award-winning Active Media Group. Truth be told, there are a few things nowadays that can actually unite us and bring us together as one, and unquestionably and undeniably, sports is one of them. So, apart from the fact that sports are a healthy choice, a healthy lifestyle, a challenge to overcome the ego, the obstacles, and a way to achieve many times what is thought to be unachievable, it has other aspects as well in regards to the community in total and partially, meaning that it affects unseen territories such as tourism, which help the whole in total, proving that evolution is right in front of us through a provable and healthy standards and means. So I hereby present to you our two main speakers, two well-renowned gentlemen who thrive, each of them in their terrain, with their expertise and their achievements, therefore bringing forward the meaning of connection, communication, and goal achievement through various means from their outstanding career points. Tourism and sports, sports and tourism, two sides of the same coin, have been proven very successful and prosperous through the years. So this conversation will commence with Mr. Sotiris Kyranakos, CEO of the Greek Athletics Federation and General Manager of the Athens Authentic Marathon, and will be commented upon by Mr. Evgenios Vassilikos, the General Secretary of Athens, Attica and Argosaronic Hotel Association and member of the Hellenic Hotel Federation Board. We are honored to have you here with us today in this session to discuss and stress the importance of sports with an out-of-the-box approach, as sports are married to tourism, and that is a good thing. So, Mr. Kyranakos, the floor is all yours, or should I say the Zoom platform?
Yeah, Daphne, thank you very much for your kind words. And I would like especially to thank the American College of Greece, DRI, and of course Active Media for the invitation. Uh, it's a very great chance for all of us uh, to see the experience that we have during all year from the athletics events to share with everyone. So I'm starting with presentation, a small presentation about the Athens Marathon and how we can use, you can use, I don't like the word, but I think it's a common word. You can use a race, a sport event, not only the marathon, but any sport event as a marketing tool, to promote a city or to promote even a whole country. So let's see. I'm starting with a question that is it possible for the organization of a marathon race to be important for the local economy? For the, not when you see the word marathon, you can replace it with the word sport event, with any sport you think. So sport event tourism is a huge and growing global industry with important economic impact. For host city, and of course for home country. And just see the numbers, it's 40% the increase, the growth rate from 20 up to 24. It's going to be in tourism market. And this is a small research from Eastern Finland University that says that 25% of overall tourism activity is going to be from sports tourism. So let's see what we try to do in the Athens Marathon. We try to do that marathon race. It's not only a race, but we try to make it a lifetime experience. A lifetime experience. So we have, in order to do that, we have some advantages and some disadvantages. But you have to know that every race, every sport event has advantages and disadvantages. You have to know that in order to face the problems and to make it as a chance. In Athens Marathon, some of them are the same. It's the same. It's the way you look. For example, we have a big advantage. It's the historical marathon route. But at the same time, it's also a disadvantage because, as you know, or maybe you don't know, Marathon is a small village outside of Athens, 42 kilometers from Athens, but there's no metro station there. So how you can go there? So 20,000 runners will have to be transported to the historical start line from Athens by buses. Imagine 450 buses starting from Athens at the morning of the Sunday morning to go to marathon start with 20,000 runners. Imagine how difficult it is. But on the other hand, why this is difficult? Because we want to keep the historical marathon route. The finish line, imagine that, to the Panathinaikos Stadium, the stadium that hosted the first modern Olympic Games. But what is the disadvantage on the other side? That you can't have 50,000, 60,000 runners at the same time. Most of the marathon, they finish at the open streets, very easy, but not with us. Third advantage, the main organizer is the oldest federation of sports in Greece, SEGAS. It's a governing federation, so it's very easy to have to communicate with everyone. But the second is that we have a bureaucracy. It's the phenomenon. It's amazing. For example, you know that in order to buy some stuff like a PC, a laptop, I need at least 3 months. So imagine that. Imagine how many months earlier I have to prepare everything for the marathon. And of course, example about the marathon route. So how did we manage to face all these difficulties with one word? Synergy. This is what the marathon race, and every race, and every sport event, it's about. It's about the runners. It's about the athletes. It's about the companies. It's about the local government. It's about the governmental coverage. It's about SEGAS. And we try to do this. Everyone, it's in a circle. Everyone with the same and with a common goal to do the best marathon and to promote the Greece as a country that can host any sport event. How we start that? We started on the start of the year with promotional step. For example, we have Run Greece. It's a Run Greece running series. And we go to the 7 biggest cities of Greece, like Heraklion, like Patra, like Larissa. And we try to activate the local society to love running, but also to prepare all the runners around Greece to start getting ready and participate at the Athens Marathon. So what we say, it's a local tourism. And this is some of the numbers you can see about 7 road races, 7 cities in 7 different governments. And this is a map that you see how we extend that. It's from the north part of Greece up to Heraklion. It's the southeast part of Greece. The second, we try to support the international presence. For example, we have the marathon place. The marathon place starts from the top of marathon. It's the birthplace of the historical sport. The second, we have expos from all over the world. So the previous 2 years, we went to Chicago, to Boston, to Prague, to Rome, to Paris. Okay, this is a total marker about 500,000 runners that they possibly come to Athens. But we try to think that every tourism is going to be maybe a runner to have a possibility to run. So we're thinking with the cooperation of the Minister of Tourism to go to Tourism Expo in general, like London, like New York, like Berlin. This is a market of more than 3 million tourism. So they're just thinking to come Athens and to do things, to go to a museum, to go everything, and maybe to run. We create a unique hashtag. Athens Marathon has had a lot of hashtags. Most of the sport events have a lot of hashtags. So this is bad for communication. We have to make it clear to the audience, to make clear to the athletes. So Athens Marathon has only one hashtag. It's I am authentic. That's it. So after that, we have some statistics from that we have more than 100,000 posts after the race in Instagram. We have more over than 1 million unique users in Facebook. And you have, we are in top 10 on Twitter in the whole world for 24 hours after the Athens Marathon. This is easy to see because we have only one hashtag. That was the old hashtag you have.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the new idea, and I think that I'm very proud of this, University Night Run. We motivate the families, the friends of the marathon runners, although the community to participate. So we started thinking, what about students? What about universities? So we have the first university run in Greece. And I'm going to say the statistics from this year. We have 2,000 runners, 2,000 students from 110 universities. So imagine that we have we go to a new market, a student. So the students are coming for the first time, most of the students in Greece, they're going to be repeaters, as we say in tourism, that they're going to come here to run, but I'm sure they're going to come again and again and again. Also, a new idea, the authentic talks. Okay, tourism, marathon is not only a race, it's a lot of things around that. So we try to make something, the athletic route became the reason for the birth of the athletic talks. The athletic talks is speeches of people who connect with the field of sports in direct or indirect way through their experience. That was the last year. You see the photo. It's from Stavros Niarchos Foundation, and it was an amazing thing that people from all over the world that feel the experience of a marathon, and they don't care about if you are a runner or you are a volunteer or you are a company. You just feel that feeling of being part of a marathon. A new idea to create. This is every year's medal. This is 2019, it's 2021 and 2022. And each medal, it's designed, it's created by different painter. And also, we support, and someone says, come to run for 8 years in a row and to have the word marathon in your medals. See, every year there will be a different letter. We have parallel events, okay, about the race, but we want to extend the staying of to stay in Athens for more days. So we have Marathon Expo 4 days. We have a sports village. We have the authentic talks. We have the marathon opening ceremony, and of course, the university ride round. 3 venues, 5 days, 6 races. It's a marathon experience for a whole week. This is the races. And of course, the venues, the historical Star, the Marathon Dome, the Panathinaikos Stadium. At the same time, that was last year. This year, unofficially, I'm going to say that it was more than 700 companies participate at the 5 kilometer race. A race in which they can have corporate rating, and this is the way Athens Marathon Athletic became the best team building program in the whole world. And this is the 10-year growth in entries. So Athens becomes the center of the marathon. And whoever loves the statistics, it's from last year, 11,000 national runners, 25,000 visitors, 90% occupancy of the hotels inside the region of Attica. More than 25 million earnings for the local economy. Some statistics also. And the marathon runner, they say that is after the golf players, it's the best about how can I say, the category of tourism, of sport tourism. So what we try to do, we try to make the marathon an event to share with friends, with family, with company. Thank you very much.
We would like to thank you for your speech. To be honest, as a marathon runner, listening to you and watching through your slides, I think that my heartbeat just raised, because it's an amazing feeling to be part of this festivity. It's a party. It's a party for our community. It's something that brings us together. And you cannot actually explain it by words. It's something that transcends the body, and the feeling and the sense of belonging is something huge. And I think it's something very important nowadays, especially with social media in our lives and technology, which actually brings us apart. Of course, social media has united events such as the Athens Authentic Marathon. Okay, you have presented a hashtag which brings us together, but at the end of the day, when you're running and when you cross the finish line, you want to talk with the other person. You don't want to tweet or Instagram about it. So yeah, I was actually there while you were talking. So my first question addressed to Mr. Kyranakos is the following. Why should a municipality or a government have to bear in total the costs of a huge sports event, which has become a very valued tradition, as is the Athens Authentic Marathon, and of course the whole week, which is a set of events?
That's a very good question. And basically, I think that the answer has two parts. The first concerns sports tourism, and in particular, it benefits as it's most growing form of tourism. For example, it's a sport event that enables a city, a country to have economic benefits as revenue in purchases, travels, hotels, everything. And on the other hand, create a unique sport brand image. For example, imagine who knew Milwaukee in Greece 3 or 4 years ago, but suddenly Giannis can make Milwaukee a sport destination. So imagine that we can have the chance. Athens Marathon can send Athens to have a sport brand image. It created for the city, And this gives you opportunity to showcase the beauty and uniqueness of a city through social media around the world, creating the need for the visitor to come back again and again.
How have you managed through the years to keep the importance high and the interest uninterrupted through the years, bringing and bearing in mind that it is constantly upgraded and enriched, and you have a huge obstacle, which is called bureaucracy?
Um, it's what I said before. We extended that, and that's why we try to make the marathon experience, not only the race, but we got that experience. For example, we try to find ways to extend the duration of the visitor stay and their interest through uh, parallel events, such that we have a big expo with more than 200 companies participating, and a big expo welcoming more than 100,000 visitors. We have the student race. We invite universities from all over the world to come with friends, with family, to come to run and stay and visit the museums and everything. And we have the authentic talks. We try to think that it's not about sports, it's about Congress tourism. So we try to do a lot of things during that week, and so that Athens and all the people and everything behind that, it's they're, how can I say, we're united in a common goal.
I'm really interested in listening this particular answer from you, which is, what does the voice of the people, the athletes, and the participants and the viewers has to say? What does this voice have to say as a feedback to you so you can enrich the program?
Uh, I'm gonna say it's I haven't the official statistics there yet, but I think I can say you a number that says everything. We have 700,000 wow, how we say in Facebook, Instagram, likes in our pictures. And that's, I think, says all. We have many mails on people that says, we missed that this year, we want to come back in next year. But I think that this is something that it says that something good is happening, that we have people that are running and running again the same distance. They come and they come again. Usually in a marathon, you run a marathon and then you try to another marathon. Imagine there's 1,600 marathons all over the world every year. So they try to use it in different marathons. In Athens marathon, we have people that coming again and again, and I think this is the best. This is the best for us.
Can you hear me?
Daphne, we can hear you.
You can hear me. If we could stress out one disadvantage of the Athens Authentic Marathon, that would be the difficult route connecting historical points of the city of Athens. So I was wondering, how have you managed to transform this disadvantage into a major advantage, actually?
Look, that's what I was saying before. The Athens Marathon Athletic has unique characteristics. Of course, this could possibly constitute additional difficulties, but we do this as our unique added opportunity for our brand. We have one of the most difficult distant race around the world. We don't hide it. We know, everyone know that. But we emphasize about that this is the authentic. We emphasize the authentic group. So we have the difficult and we have the authentic. So I think that we try to emphasize the good part and not the difficult part. So I think that the runners they skip the difficult part and they have in the mind only that they're going to run and they're going to participate something that is unique.
They say that as a tourist, the best way to discover a city is by walking through it.
Yes, like that.
So this is the best viewpoint. I would like your opinion on the constantly increasing running culture through the years, and I would like your opinion on this from your experience. Why is
Uh,
there a hype in running?
Look, everyone is running for you run for many reasons. So I have heard a lot of things all these years I'm here in the Greek Athletic Federation. But I think we have maybe mm, in two main categories. The first of all, it's running. It's the simplest form of exercise. You just need a pair of shoes and a road. So that's it. So you don't need a special equipment. Even without shoes, you can run. So it's a very easy and simple way to practice. And the second is that, and I believe it more every year, more and more that you feel that you participate in a part of a bigger team. You can run along with your family, with colleagues, with your friends, and uh, with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend. So that feels that you can do it with someone else. It makes you feel part of a team. And when you don't feel good, and you have problems in your life and everything, it's a way to feel that okay, I'm not alone, I'm with someone else. And it's a very strange that the sport that usually you can do by yourself, but maybe it's a team sport. I think in marathon it's a team sport and not in one sport.
I would like to add two notes on what you said, that you can run with people with disabilities as well, and it's part of the umbrella of being seen, which is something that we have embraced in our city for the past years. And I would like to stress out as well that, the marathon gives you a purpose, gives you a purpose. And after the pandemic, I think that walking and running became a part of our lives because we wanted to be connected. So it would really be interested to see the before and after in the statistics of the Athens Authentic Marathon. I would like to ask you as well, what is your definition of sports and sports culture?
uh, I think that basically I like to say what is, because we mostly confuse what is the definition of sports tourism. For example, if you want, you stay here, and I want to go because I said about Milwaukee. I want to go to Milwaukee to see an NBA game. That is sport tourism. I go to Milwaukee to see. I am from New York. I want to come to run the Athens Marathon. That's sport tourism. But if I go to Milwaukee for a business meeting, and these days there's also an NBA game, and to go to watch the game, that's not sport tourism. Sport tourism, it's about the choice to travel for a sporting purpose. So uh, and that is the future of. I think this is the future of the tourism. So, okay, it's not about only because Greece has, I think Mr. Vassilikos knows better. We have sun, we have beaches, we have everything, but it's not about sun and beach anymore. It's about how to have more things to see, to do during our vacation. I think that in the future and the next steps, it's about how to make the tourism feel that want to do a lot of things during staying in a city in Athens and everyone agrees.
Of course, I think that Mr. Vassilikos in the years that are to come is going to be a very happy man, because I think we're going to be having sunny days, more sunny days. It's of course for a bad reason, climate change, but still, it enriches the touristic period. My last question to you, Mr. Kyranakos, is how has team building strengthened throughout the years, reaching 2023? And what is the projection for next year?
I think that's how can I say, it's something that we didn't expect. We didn't expect in Athens, for Athens Marathon, how many companies they want to participate as a team building program. So I think that Athens Marathon, it's the week of Athens Marathon, it's the center of the sports in the whole world. But maybe we try with the help from Mr. Vassilikos and everyone in Athens or in Greece to create that this is a week that we have the center of the Congress in the whole world. So we try to say to the companies, okay, you're here to run with all your members. Okay, stay here and make your Congress and make your conference, everything here in Athens. So I think that if we try to mix that and combine it together, we have, imagine what about Athens and how great it's going to be to have to drive companies and sports together. And not only about the values, maybe the economical impact for Athens and for Greece it's going to be and for the next years.
Thank you very much for your speech and your patience for my questions. So now I'm going to welcome Mr. Evgenios Vassilikos. Hi again. And we're looking forward to your speech and your commentary.
Hi. First of all, thank you for the invitation and the pleasure of being here. Thank you, Mr. Kyranakos, for the presentation. It's very interesting to see these numbers. And you'll allow me, I don't have a presentation. I don't like doing presentations. I prefer telling you a story. So I'm going to say what we did as Hoteliers Association of Athens and the islands of Athens. Now more than 10 years ago. It all started because I was a runner also, and I decided to start running in different events around Greece at the beginning, and then around Europe. And I decided to run my first marathon, which was in Paris in 2012, and then I took the big step and decided to run the Athens Marathon, which I knew was one of the most difficult in the world. I did it, and I did better than what I did in Paris, actually. So I was quite happy about that. I cannot describe the feeling of entering the Panathinaikos Stadium. I think it's unique, and talking about it every time reminds me how important it was. So through this experience I had, what I realized was that up until 2010, 2012, the Athens Marathon was not a uniting event, was not a party. It was more something that people of Athens would see as something, you're disturbing my weekend, you're closing the roads again. And up until that point, you felt that a lot, especially as a runner. It wasn't in our mentality. It wasn't yet something that people would like to do on weekends or in the afternoons. It was only starting. And I think Mr. Kyranakos can confirm with the numbers of runners back in 2009 and 2010 in the Athens Authentic Marathon, and how it exponentially went up in the years after. So what we could do then as a Hoteliers Association is, except from having the opportunity of having runners come on the second weekend of November every year. And I'll come back to this recurring importance after. I decided to try and make hoteliers be more involved in what happens on that weekend. We have people, as was described before, coming from all over the world to run this authentic route. People who look forward to it for many years. So we could not just have people entering hotels and just be like any other client. We needed them to understand that we were watching after them, that we were doing more things for them than just welcoming them. So we started by having special gift bags. In my hotels, what I started doing was welcoming them with a personal note and wishing them good luck for their run. The special gift bags would have anything from water to banana to sunscreen or anything that we could think about. Some hotels gave them an olive tree branch for the good luck. Then we also started having special menus for the nights before, pasta nights. And as we all know, you need your carbs to run. So the night before we'd have huge buffets with pasta. And of course, as most of you will know, breakfast in hotels usually open around 7:30 in the morning. Participating hotels in this program from the Hoteliers Association would open their breakfast at 5 o'clock in the morning, so that the people running would have the time to have their breakfast and be able to go to marathon. And as Mr. Kyranakos said, it's not an easy task because of all the difficulty from where it starts and where it ends. So doing this, we also tried to face the bureaucracy that Mr. Kyranakos said, which was not easy. But slowly, and after a few years, we started seeing that people would understand this, and our clients were very happy to see that we would do something very special for them, and they are repeating clients, as was mentioned also before, which is the most important. Sports events in general, what we think about is not something recurring, and for a city, what is very important in a sporting event is that it has to be recurring for it to have a big meaning for the city. If we're talking about, for example, a Champions League final, it's going to happen once, and then you don't know when it's going to happen again. Sporting events that are recurring, like cycling, like Rally Acropolis, like the marathon, these are more important than what we think about. We all know that in 2004, we held the Olympic Games in Athens. Yes, it was a magnificent event. Yes, it was a very important event for hoteliers also and for the whole city. But it was not recurring. It was a one-off thing. We don't know when we're going to have Olympic Games again. So that's why, as I said before, the recurring events in sports are very important. The fact that you need the people of the city to understand how important it is as an event is also very important. Ms. Karavokiri, you said you're also a runner, so I'm going to share a story again from the marathon I ran in 2013. I remember I was about outside the building of ERT in Mesogion, and it was starting to be the difficult part where it's almost the end. You're trying to get to the stadium, and you say, I don't know when I'm gonna get there. And as I'm running, I see an old lady. She could have been my grandmother easily, about 70 years old, and she was holding a small bag of chocolates. And she gave me one without knowing me, obviously, and said, I'll say it in Greek if it's okay, "Idinamisou." And this is something, I say, and I have goosebumps. It's something that there I felt that people were starting to understand that this is a party for the city, and that we have to see it as something where we have to invest in, not something only that we'll see happening once a year, but something that we could have people running or training for the marathon if the infrastructures were the ones that we should have. When I was training for the marathon, I went on Marathono Street on Sunday mornings. It was not easy. It was I was afraid. All these are very important for this event to evolve and to continue happening. And of course, having people saying more. As you said, the weather is very nice in November. Unfortunately, it's getting even better, and it's not good for the environment, but it's good for people who want to come and still have some vacation on one of our islands or in Athens, and see the city without having the overcrowdedness of the summer. So for us, it's a very important event, and we look forward to having more recurring events like this. And obviously it helps all the local community, whether it's in Athens or in other cities, if that happens.
Okay, thank you very much for what you shared today with us. I think there was a lot of feeling behind what you said, especially since it was based on personal experience. I really, I had tears in my eyes when you said about ERT, because I had the same experience, and it was from a 7-year-old, 3 kilometers before the finish line. I thought I was gonna, just die there. And he was like, the 7-year-old, you can do it. You can do it. And I started crying because I couldn't even grasp the idea of a 7-year-old cheering me up in order to achieve my goal. So I can totally relate with that. I wanted also to say that carbs, are connected with happiness, not only with sports. So we absolutely need them. And correct. I'm going to stress out the culture of whining that you said about the problems that are created by others, whining that, you are ruining our Sundays and we cannot reach the center, or, relax. We have one Sunday to relax. Whiners are going to whine. And I think that the rule is now that people want sports and embrace them. So the exception has become the rule. And I think that the key to your approach was that you approached them in a custom-made way. Hoteliers, lunches, dinners, brunches, and the whole idea. So how did that change? How did you see that changing? Was it radical? Did it need time?
It didn't take a lot of time. I think that, as hoteliers, we know that we need to evolve. In the past few years, obviously, with the pandemic, the ones who had not understood that before really understood it this time. We need to evolve. We need to have our guests having experiences, and not only being guests in a hotel. We need them to leave the country with something different, with a feeling which is going to be different. Not just having visited a city where they walk walked around and they saw the Acropolis, and they saw all the culture and the sea and everything that we have to offer, but leaving with an experience where they are going to feel Greek hospitality in general, where they're going to see how important it is for us, and they will want to come back, or they will want to share their experience with their friends, or on their social medias, and making people want to return.
How has social media strengthened this situation, this union between tourism and sports globally?
I think it's played a huge role. People are sharing their experience nowadays everywhere and at any time. So obviously, when you achieve something like finishing a marathon, or touring a city with your bike, or going to see Giannis in Milwaukee playing an NBA match, you're going to share it. So even I'm not a very big fan of social media. I don't use them. I don't share things. When I finished the marathon, I did. I mean, it's something that you want to share with people. You want to share this experience. So the better it is, the better you can make it as a professional for your guests, the better you have to do it so that they can share it the most, and advertise the city in the best way possible.
Mr. Vassilikos, do you think that we have reached the climax between the union of sports and tourism? And is it a bad thing if we say that, you know what, we have reached the climax, and now we are trying to maintain that climax?
No, I think we still have a lot to do on the connection that we can do between sports and tourism. During the past years, we see a lot of hotels designing routes for their business clientele coming to stay for a few days, designing routes and telling them you can go run there. You can go have, it's what Mr. Kyranakos said before. This is not a sports travel, but it is in our daily, in our everyday task, in our everyday what we do. If someone's a runner, he's going to go run, whether he's in Athens or he's in Paris or he's in wherever he is, he's going to go for his run. So I think that we still have a lot to do as a country also, on how we invest in sporting events, and to understand how good it can be for local communities. So as a country, I think we still have a lot to do.
Which are the major obstacles that came in your way in order to establish a beneficial path through tourism and sports, and which were the means by which you overcame them ultimately?
I'm going to ask you to repeat because I had a bad connection for a moment.
Yeah, so
please.
Of course.
Sorry.
No worries. Which are the major obstacles that came in your way in order to establish a beneficial path through tourism and sports, and which were the means by which you overcame them?
In one word, synergies. At the beginning, having synergies was very difficult because people were not open to them. But when people started understanding that synergies are important, it was possible to overcome them.
It's very interesting that, observing the speeches and the words that you used, and Mr. Kyranakos, you have many things in common, which means that you have almost the same standpoint in order to deal with things. You have found a way, which is a good thing. I would like to ask, when we listen to the word tourism, automatically, profit comes into mind, but money is the last element of this equation because it's a lot more than profit and money. It's about culture, it's about a new era, a new approach, a new lifestyle that brings the globe together. So I think it's pretty sad to think about tourism and money. It's not only that, and sports and tourism and money. It's not only that.
It's definitely not only that. Obviously, it's a business. So you wanted to be successful. You wanted to be earning. But I think that the way we handled, especially the example of the Athens Marathon, shows that it's not all about that. Shows that you people are ready to enter synergies. I forgot to mention that back then and until now, we had a very big circle of companies, small stores from in the center of Athens, bigger companies who gave out vouchers for runners to have special rates in their stores, restaurants, all the small stores in the center of Athens would give out vouchers for the runners. I think that synergies show the bigger picture, and the people entering these synergies understand this bigger picture and see that, okay, if I'm not going to make that much money this year, I will next year or the year after. And I think that's the most important.
I would like to thank you both, gentlemen, for your insights and your inputs. I think you have many things in common, and it's not random. It's rather clear now why the marriage between sports and tourism is a successful one. And I might add, long-standing and prosperous as well. So we hope that, and we trust that you will continue your effective team building in both ways. So proving once again the importance of coming together and thinking out of the box by bringing bridges together, bridges of culture and bridges of society. I would like to say a great big thank you to the Sports Management Program and Student Society of the American College of Greece, along with the Center of Excellence in Food Tourism and Leisure, the American College of Greece, and the award-winning Active Media Group for organizing, once again, the Frontrunners in Sports Management 5.0 and bringing all of us together on this open-minded event.